So you just got your new camera, maybe the FX30, and you want to put it to work and showcase the high quality videos that you can make with it, or maybe you're just itching for more work. So you go on, try to find a new client. Well, stop right there, because there's a better way to do this. Let me explain. 大家好, ¿cómo está? My name is Victor, and in this video, I'm going to explain why you should stop chasing new clients and instead focus on building better business relationships. Now, I've been a freelancer running a video production business for about 3 years now, and I hate sales. It's one of the things that I don't do really well. So if you're like me and you don't specialize in the art of selling, even though it's one of the crucial things in business, I have my current workaround, which is building better business relationships to my current existing clients. Now, over the past few years, I've been getting consistent work with the same companies that I've worked with because I have built this business relationship and the trust that they know that I can do the job every time for them, and that even though there's way better, way more talented people out there than I am, they're still gonna hire me because of that existing business relationship and the trust as well. And building business relationships with your existing clients actually get you new clients as well. And we're gonna cover that in this video. You might ask, Victor, I don't have any clients. I'm starting from scratch. Like, this video is gonna be useless for me. Well, I'm gonna have a separate section for you and for everyone else who just general advice on how to get started. It's one of the chapters, so just skip to that part and then go back to the main topic of this video. So in this video, I'm gonna go through everything that I do to maintain or build a better business relationship with clients. So first things first, focus on client relationships and solve their problems. It's a lot harder to impress new clients and to gain their trust because it's their first time working with you. They don't know if you're gonna vibe well. They don't know if you're gonna do good work. So they will be defensive, their walls are gonna be up, and it's a lot more work for you to really get down those walls and have them fully trust you and your craft. This is why I tell you to stop chasing new clients and focus on your existing business relationships, because one, you've already worked with them in the past, maybe once, maybe twice, but at least they know your work already. They know how you have done in the production stage, communicated with them, and at some point, if you had given them a really great impression, it's easier to get work from them versus you trying to impress someone who you've never worked with in the past. The next piece of advice in this section is to solve their problems with your craft. Try and figure out what a video can do for them to solve a pain point. One of the things that I ask whenever I'm having a meeting with a client is that, what is this used for? Is this going to be used for sales, brand awareness, or just plain introduction of a product? Depends on what it is, right? So if you're looking for a campaign awareness, to have a good commercial to sell something, or to really give the brand an identity with a video that they're requesting to do, solve that problem with a video. Try and see what you can do with your craft, with the videos that we produce, to further enhance their brand, to further increase their sales. So if you did ask the right questions and figured out what they truly need in a video, then you're most likely going to solve or help them solve the pain points that they're having with their business. And to simply put it, be a friend of the business. What most likely will happen is either they hire you again for a future project, or they refer you to someone else, to another business, because there's a lot of small businesses out there. There's a lot of big businesses out there. And one way or another, every business owner is connected. And that if you have solved one of their issues, that word of mouth is very powerful. The second biggest advice that I have for you, for anyone who's doing this professionally, is to provide your clients with the best production experience. Try to be as easy to work with as possible, because if everything was easy from pre-production to delivery, they're going to remember that. And if you're easy to work with, if you're fun to work with, that's the overall experience that you're giving them when you're producing something with them. And ultimately, giving them a good production experience will help you get rehired or be referred. So what do we do in pre-production? Ask everything you can. Like I said in the earlier part of this video, try to figure out their pain points. Confirm everything with them, all the details. Be meticulous about everything, because what's going to happen is that people are going to like that. The client or your contact will be like, oh, this guy really wants all the information and that he wants to get everything prepared beforehand. Also, try to figure out what the goal of the video is. It might be for social media, it might be for brand awareness, or it might be for sales. Again, it's a recurring topic that you have to consistently figure out in the pre-production. Another kind of piece of advice that goes into the umbrella of the good production experience is don't give your clients tech talk. No one really knows 4K, 10-bit, 422. The clients are hiring you for that, so might as well just be friendly. Just be a human being. Try to talk to them about their life. Try to just make sure that you are fun to shoot with. Some clients are tech savvy and they know kind of like the production workflow, but skip the tech talk. You're not going to impress them with any specs or what your camera is, what this lens is. They're hiring you because of your knowledge of the cameras, of video, and that translated to them in layman's terms, in a very generic term. They're not going to understand a lot of it, so skip the tech talk. One of my creative friends who are in this industry way longer than I have said to me that leave the technical talk or the camera specs to the newbies and focus on networking, focus on being present in the shoot, being fun to shoot with, and being fun to collaborate with. Because in the end, it's the human connections, networking, what matters in this industry versus talking about what this camera can do. Because in this industry, I slowly realized that it's not about what you can do and what you can create. It's about who you know and who you've worked with in the past. One of the biggest things that I've implemented to elevate my production experience with the client is my implementation of a client monitor. It's a way of them seeing what you're shooting on a dedicated screen versus them looking over your shoulder and seeing like, ooh, what are you shooting on there? This is a really good addition to the production experience that you can provide them so that they can see the footage live and that they are viewing it on their own dedicated screen. Now, what makes this possible is a video transmitter like the Axoon CineView SE. What I like about this transmitter is that it transmits it to 4 devices. It can be a mobile phone, it can be a tablet, and it can also be an Apple Silicon computer, because it lets you allow iPad apps, and that you can download the Axoon iPad app onto your MacBook, and now you can use any Apple Silicon devices with the live feed. Additionally, you can use the receivers, which is this one actually, and you can plug this into anything that has HDMI or SDI. It can be a monitor laying around in the studio, or a 65-inch TV, or maybe just a 5-inch monitor. Now, if you don't need an SDI port, there's another version of this, which is the HE version, and that it has an HDMI in and an HDMI out, so that you can loop through, you can daisy chain these with different monitors at the same time. This guy will set you back around $600, and if you don't need the receivers and you only want to transmit it to your devices, just a reference monitor for the client, for other people who are in the shoot, I recommend the Cine i2. It's about $250, I think, and it does almost the same thing as this, but with no receivers, just transmitting it to your device. So with a video transmitter like the CineView SE, what happens is that the client can now approve the shots on the spot, or they can tell you that something's wrong with the shot, and you guys can now collaborate on the video shoot. It becomes a part of the process, and that now the shooting experience, the production experience now becomes collaborative rather than them waiting for the final product and them just like looking at what you're doing on there with the live feed from the camera and knowing what they're paying for, what the final product would look like already on set. It's definitely gonna impress a lot of clients. Now, not all clients are collaborative. Some of them are fully hands-off and that they just want to see the final look. But in my experience, I haven't had any client that just hands off and waited for the final product. They always wanted to see the process and kind of like what's happening in the video production. Another good thing with the live feed is that it's going to cut down the review process, maybe a little bit more than what you would think. One is because they have already approved the shots, and that if you cannot do a certain shot, the problems that arise in a shoot, they are well aware of. So that, let's just say they have a big team, that there's 5 people who are reviewing the video, that now gets translated and communicated with the other teams who weren't in the shoot, and that it's a lot less stressful with the back and forth of the revisions. And definitely it's going to save your butt in post, because now they cannot say, I don't like this shot, can we reshoot it, or can we do something else, because they've already approved it on the spot and they were happy with the shot. It just makes things easier to really collaborate on the final product versus you butting heads with the client in case they didn't approve any shots if they didn't have a live video feed. The third advice that I can give you guys is that ask for feedback. This will show how much you care about the past work that you've done with the client. Did it do well? Are there things that they like? Are there things that they didn't like about the shoot, about the final product? You want to consistently improve things that they didn't want and keep repeating the stuff that they really like. This certain client will always be trusting you with your creative direction or whatever it is that they need your help with. Final piece of advice, this is going to be for everyone, with clients, without clients, you're starting off from scratch. All I can say is be kind to everyone you meet, because you will never know who will refer you to someone for work. And this is a continuation of, it's not about what you know, what you can do, it's about who you know. Obviously, in a social setting, someone is going to ask you, what do you do for a living? And you're going to say, I am a videographer, I'm a cinematographer, whatever you want to label yourself. I do this and that. Give them some kind of experience to really know who you are and make an impression to them. Another thing is be collaborative with others. Don't look at other freelancers as competition, because there's so much work available for us in this industry. Everyone needs video now. Everything is transitioning into video, and the power of video is just growing and growing and growing. There's endless amount of work for us. So if you don't have any clients, reach out to someone on social media, tell them you like their work and their style really resonate with you. And if they do need some help with production, maybe it's PA, maybe it's a second shooter, maybe it's just general help, you can offer that to them. You don't need to really start from like, this is my client, this is mine, don't touch them. Because when you offer your help, it doesn't mean that you are under them. It means that you're collaborating with them. It's also a good way to learn on how other people deal with their production experience or how they do their production. You can learn from a lot of people. Consistently learning in this industry is the path to go. Nothing is really competitive unless you think that way. And also, if you are really collaborative with others, let's just say you've been a second shooter for a wedding filmmaker and they really trust you with their clients. At one point or another, they're going to be fully booked, and that they're going to need someone to shoot a wedding for them. And that's another opportunity for you to get a new job, potentially a new client. A client can be another video production business. They are a business after all. And if you're friends with the business and you help them with certain things, you get a new client. And will it translate to consistent work? Maybe. You just have to show your 110% every single time whenever you're out shooting. And that's it. That's all my advice that I can give you guys for building a better business relationship. Instead of chasing new clients, you now just try to get referrals and that get yourself known with other people, that you're fun to work with. Just be kind and friendly to everyone. I hope you learned a thing or two in this video. And if you do have any questions about anything that I said in this video, feel free to comment down below. If you want to learn how I price my videos, click on this video right here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. 너와 나 우리의 여름